My name's Steve Ryan. I'm a Senior Conservator in the Furniture Department. I started working here 6 years ago, and before that I was running my own conservation business in Chicago. I started off with doing an apprenticeship in furniture making, and while I was doing that I heard about furniture conservation, got interested in that, so when I graduated from my apprenticeship I then went to England and studied at West End College. Pretty much been doing it ever since. We do furniture predominantly, but we also work on wooden objects and occasionally objects of different materials. My favourite style is Japanese, so I guess I like arts and craft because it's also founded in Japanese design. The oldest piece of furniture would be 17th century. You don't find too many pieces around that are older than that these days. They don't normally last that long, but the oldest object I worked on was a pair of mammoth tusks which were 11,000 years old. In terms of interesting treatments, there have been a good many over the years. One that stands out was the Farnsworth house flooded, and we were asked to work on their wardrobe, which was about 14 feet long and had a tide line about 18 inches above the base of it, and it was grey, and we needed to make that just go away. That was a fairly tricky tide line to get rid of. I remember that being a particularly interesting project. I worked on two really large totem poles, and one of them had a lot of loss, so I had to put in a patch that was about 5 foot long and then recarve the areas that needed it. So that was done on a scaffolding about 3 floors up. So that made it very interesting too. Well, the first DR that I did was literally weeks after I graduated from college, a place called Up Park, which is a National Trust house in England, and it was burnt down by fire. So that was my first experience with DRs, so I was just very green, and just how busy they are with everyone doing so many different things all at once, and then having the job of trying to stabilise pieces before you can move them somewhere more safely. So that was a memorable one because it was the first one that I did. Hurricane Sandy was pretty bad. It was a lot of very, very wet pieces of art. Hurricane Katrina, again, a lot of furniture sitting in floodwater, some really bad damage. Those ones stand out. Yeah. There's a number of unique challenges, I suppose, because you have to work quickly. You're trying to make sure that things don't deteriorate further. Usually working with large volumes of pieces, and then you've got a lot of other people doing things all around you, and then the environment itself is less than ideal. So the whole thing creates a lot of different problems. You just have to work with as you find them and just sort of react pretty much straight away. You can't sort of spend too much time deliberating over how you're going to work on something. You just have to do it and make it happen. One of the things I like the most about working here is the different disciplines that you have within this company. So you're working with conservators who are very skilled within their own area of expertise, and being able to discuss treatments which they may be looking at from a completely different perspective because of their background makes for some interesting conversations, and you can come up with some interesting treatments as a result.